Welcome back, trainers. So as the world goes through this crazy shift together, in which we're all kind of keeping our distance and staying at home, Pokemon Go has still been something on our minds, and we have still been playing. Thank goodness that we do have the Go Battle League, but what about raids? I have personally not even thought about going out and doing raids, and I know a lot of you can't even go out to do those. So what is to come of them, as well as the EX raid and People's Genesect? Well, let's get into that, but first let's go ahead and look at some numbers here. So Pokemon Go makes a ton of money, as you can see here. So when people started getting kind of locked down and were told to basically stay home for the whole quarantine deal, their revenue shot up, as you can see here. But there's a little problem with that, and that is going to be the fact that people are not going to be able to continuously put money into the game when they're not able to go to work. So this spike is inevitably going to drop down. And over time, eventually this game would die out if it continued on the course it was going. Because we currently do not know the situation and how long it is going to actually continue on this way. Of course, there would always be the player base that would stick around and do the Go Battle Leagues and still play. But it's not going to be ideal for the general public to want to keep interest in something that requires you to move around and eventually just give up on it and go on to something else. But Niantic has come up with a solution, it looks like here. So they do go on to say something extremely interesting that I really never thought I would hear come out of Niantic. So they are going to be enhancing the social features for the in-game, and meaning that basically you're going to be able to communicate in some way. I don't know if they're actually going to put a chat for the people that you can actually have on your friends list and just talk to them there. Maybe perhaps phrases. I think they would go along the lines of that, or maybe invites to a specific thing, not a direct, you pick the words and chat it up with them. But then they go on to say you'll soon be able to team up with friends and take on raid battles together in Pokemon Go from the comfort of your home. That is a sentence I never thought would hear from Niantic. So basically, I wouldn't say they're going to throw a joystick on your screen and say, go ahead and spoof. But as we get into other things here, I think I have an idea as to how this is going to work. Kind of like little hints that they throw out there. So this within itself is extremely big news. Of course, in the times that we're in, I mean, what else are they going to do? So pretty good stuff here. If you're holding on to your raid passes, you haven't really been playing Go Battle League or doing premium or anything like that, and you almost just given up on Pokemon Go, don't give up quite yet. You're going to be able to go out there and even potentially spin stops from your home. Now, don't quote me on the spin stops, but if you can potentially go to a gym, that's spinning a stop. So we'll just have to see how all this works out. And I'm going to show you a cool little feature that you can look at in Pokemon Go to determine which gyms you may be able to potentially go to. So very excited about this. I'm very happy that they're taking these steps because, well, I know you guys like Go Battle League, and it is very fun, and now everybody's kind of interested in PvP more so because, well, this is almost the only thing that you can do that's really entertaining because you can't go out and raid. So I hope this will kind of revitalize your interest if you're kind of losing it in Pokemon Go, for you to kind of come back and check it out. And I mean, this is quite amazing. Raiding from home, who doesn't want to do that? All right, anyways, now let's go ahead and get into the next bit here. So we're also looking into ways how to help players visually visit and share moments about their favorite in-world places until they can once again visit them in person. So taking a look at my gold badges here and kind of what they're saying here. So it sounds like places that you've seen before that you may be able to potentially go back and see again, or potentially go to those raids. You may be able to go into your badges here just like this, and then it may even have a raid and tell you what is on that raid. You can go there and there'll be potentially people in the lobby and everybody's going to be able to kind of just do this. That's just one theory as well. The other one is potentially on your nearby. Now that's going to be awful in the worst case scenario, I do believe, because personally for myself, there's a gym that I can sometimes see once in a while, but it's about a 25% chance that I'm going to be seeing that. So not all I probably even a lower number, and some people don't even have a gym around them at all. But the thing is, you have been to places and spun gym stops, therefore you're going to be able to look at those in your badges here. So let's just hope that that's not the way, and potentially we're going to be able to revisit all of the gyms that we were looking at or been to, wherever around the world. So this has the potential to be pretty big here. So if you do go to the map, you will be able to see every single place you've ever visited. All right, maybe we're going to get some sort of map like this. So if they actually go down the route of you can only go to the raids that you can see on your nearby, that's going to be horrible. Let's hope that's not it. And potentially every single gym that you spun or dropped a Pokemon in, or anything that you've seen or you can see on the map, like you see here, different states that you've been, you potentially may have, the feature to actually go to these. So if it is actually locally and you can go to, every pretty much gym in your city that you've actually visited, that's going to be good too. Because even if you live in a suburb and you have no stops, no gyms that you've spun around, say, for several miles, you have probably been to the city and spun some of those gyms there and have them registered. So therefore, you'll be able to potentially travel to those. So I think that's where this is going to be going here. So pretty exciting stuff. And the fact that you're going to be able to communicate with people in some sort of way or fashion to kind of collect them to go to a raid is just going to be fantastic. And think about the potential of the people that you can maybe raid with. Let's not get too hype yet because we don't know exactly the range on this, but if you can raid with people across the world, you may just be able to raid with somebody that you've been wanting to raid with for a long time, just for fun, right? Maybe you want to do some sort of competition, maybe you want to take out something together, just as a partner, a duo partner, without real competition. It's endless. This is awesome. So let's just hope that's what they do, because if they make it that way, this is going to bring a lot of people back, even potentially people who weren't even playing this too much before, but then they increase the amount because of how much they're able to actually do now, right? As opposed to putting in all that gas money, driving around, or, whatever distances and all that stuff. So then they go on to talk about live events and Go Fest. So this is going to be something we just saw with the St. Louis deal, in which ticket holders were able to see special Pokemon, and they had all kinds of little things involved that helped them get through it. A lot of Ultra Balls, or I think it was Great Balls, and things like that. I don't 100% know all the items that they got, but nonetheless, they had that there. They had increased shiny odds and special Pokemon that they can see. We know that Niantic can do this because of what happened at the last Go Fest. Was a little storm deal, well, pretty big storm, lightning and all that stuff. They had to shut it down for a little while, and for that little time that they were out there, not actually in the park playing, because they did shut down everything for ticket holders, for their compensation, they let them have 8 hours wherever they were at a specific designated time, and it was going to be the Go Fest spawns. So that is out of the question as to can they do it. They are definitely able to do these kind of things. So this is another thing. If you are never able to participate in any Go Fest because it is expensive, you have to fly, hotel, or all the little expenses, right? But this way, you're going to simply be able to buy a ticket and experience it where you're at. Now, if you're thinking, okay, well, still, that sounds okay, better than nothing for the situation that the world is in. All right, we get a ticket and things are slightly spawning. I mean, what else is that going to, there's not going to be that many Pokemon. They're trying here, and there's really not much more. Maybe they can really increase the spawns, and you'll potentially go from no spawns to hopefully several, or if you turn on an instant, Pokemon spawn insanely fast. Or maybe they can make a special Pokestop that you can purchase in the shop. And that's another thing that they might start doing. Going and enabling you to actually have yourself a Pokestop wherever you're at that you can only see potentially, who knows, and you may be able to, I guess, even drop an instant on it. So a lot of things that they can do now, since we're all in this specific situation here. So pretty interesting as to how it's going to all develop, and I'm pretty excited to see how they're going to adapt to the situation here, because honestly, guys, right, there's always going to be the diehard Pokemon Go fans, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're going to eventually walk away. Now, how long is this all going to carry out? That's the thing. I mean, I'm not even going to try to guess, to be honest with you. So if it eventually got better and not too long down the road, the effects are still going to drag on. You have to really understand that. This is a trauma to a lot of people in the world. So everything's not going to go back to normal immediately, right? So, and then they go on to say there's going to be easier ways to get in your steps. In a nutshell, right? Simple as that. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, trainers. And there's some really awesome stuff. I have to tell you right now, we're going to be getting Alolan Exeggutor for our next month's breakthrough for April. And then, of course, Entei Shadow for Giovanni. Thanks for watching, trainers, and take care.